turned the brightness way down. Just only now pick up my gloves. The crotch of this beautiful tree only now. So this was the postcard picture from another angle. Right, pretty as a postcard, right? Isn't it? The postcard of the day. Just thank you, nature. Thank you, thank you. It's like a frozen snake. It's like paradise frozen over. And I'm not much of a photographer, but I thought there are certain things I had to drop my gloves on the snow and just do it, man. Just take this picture. You got to do it because this is a magical place. And I stuck myself in the crutch of this tree, and everything wonderful started from there. Now I can just recommence my journey. Because motion is a magic when you're living in the clothes. Okay. Motion is a certain kind of magic. As creation and the raven walk with me, I stay away from evil. Or at least I say the names of people that have done evil to me. Boom, 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 I cast evil away. Boom, 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 rebirth is the way. Regeneration from everything. People tell me, whether they mean to or not, and that's the crazy evil that kicks the snot out of us so many times we have to say, hey, stop. And that's how the people grow. Listening to people who say, hey, this blows. Do. Hey. Okay. Somebody prepared. Woo. Shit, sorry. Lots of snow over everything. Thank you. Didn't mean to do that. It's 2:30, so I'm making great time compared to yesterday. I'm a bit late, so I want to almost surprise my mom by getting home early. That makes any sense. So she got a little bit worried. I guess I should have been more worried. I actually was sending her, I told her I sent her messages, and I didn't tell her. I actually pictured her drive. I thought, I wish you would just drive and pick me up. I'm just tired and sore. And a third booster, right, for this kind of psychology is called, the cholera of the modern era, typhoid triple B, Omicron Zycrobe. Omicron Zycrobe from Nairobi. So I haven't had any vaccines. I won't be having any vaccines. My mom has grinned and borne it. And what a nasty thing to have to do. I just, and she said she was cold today. She was feeling kind of cold and kind of stricken. It's like, oh, fuck. This is what we need. Yeah, more vaccines in the world. My mom normally doesn't even get vaccines. It's like, she says, I do it because I live in this building and I feel an obligation. And I guess it's sort of, all right. Oh boy, I don't feel an obligation. And I live in the same. I'm a healthy man. It's like, don't be sticking that crap at my ass. It's just more to be examined at a later date. It's just not couth to do so right now. It's not couth. It's pretty. My ass is a bit sore. It's okay. A small price to pay for being able to crap my pants a little bit. And find snow to wipe my ass. Oh. Alright, so I have an altar to my mother. That's probably coming up soon. That's why I turned on the camera. Just to get that set up. Look at this. Thankful for my mom. Another beautiful photo. You can see, wow, that sun's gonna come out any minute now. If you want to sit around for it, I'm gonna keep going. There's gonna be some sun coming on these lands. That's gonna be good. Who knows the ways that we grow? Who knows the ways? Where's my body go? He knows the ways that we go. Saw the spirit of a wolf howling. I see the spirit of beings around me sometimes, just, you know, humanoid looking men who just exemplify a kind of strength which I'm coursing or calling into my body at the time. Pleasant little affirmations from me when you walk around the woods all day. Day hiker, day walker, day walker. Oh look, the sun is glinting, just glinted at me through the trees. There's going to be some emergence there. I want to be in the right place when that happens. See if we can solarize, synchronize with direct sunlight in the Church of the Sun. Wandering through the church with the sun, waiting for the soul of man to come to us. Come to us. We're wandering the pathways of the deer, the pathways of the soul, chasing the sun through the trees. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Chasing the tail of the sun. Oh, at the end of the day. Oh, that is to come. Oh, righteous son. Oh, righteous son. Oh, righteous son. Keep us long and strong in the ways of the sun, the knowledge of the people who live so clean and long. We live among their kind, and the roots and limbs, the distant blind, boughs that rise, falling kind with the human mind, and from the first kinds of minds that grew in your mind, in the car with your mommy, your daddy, you find there's a world by the mile. Well, there's a life by the year, and the coming and the going, the good of the sun that shines when your mom and your dad are near. Boom, they're near. Boom. I know it sounds kind of strange if your age is much above 5 or 6 or 8, but it's kind of nice when your mom is close and your dad's not just getting drunk with a whore and finding more coke to blow up his nose, up his nose. There's certain kind of homes which just aren't as good. There's something about that needs to be understood. Keep our children safe and the woods. We breathe a little deeper. We just listen a little more. Everything you can feel. The woods is a place of the roots of everything that is real. That is real. It comes down right or wrong in the end. The trees, I'm sure, wanna be your friend. I'm beyond the deck and the needless miseries. They know it all. They listen to the leaves and they listen to the steps and the twinkle in your hearts as it comes and goes by the clouds and the weather and the soles of your feet. Boom, 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 boom. And ask yourself this question in the middle of the night. Why do you have to walk on your soul just to walk around the earth? Boom, 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 boom. Do you walk upon the Yule of the desert? Do you want to find the sun out of your hand? Boom, 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 boom. All right. I don't know if I've come past my mother's altar or not, because I've been zoned out and stoned all night. This is the Amazing Stoner, coming to you from Topbridge Park. Let's go right there. Oh, we're good. We're good. No, we're not there yet. We're, ah, nice house out here. I don't think it's kind of like I've done this much of this. Still ahead. Still ahead. We just gotta make the right choices. There we go. Oh, it's lovely. It's stoned, tired, cold, hot, lonely, whatever. Let's see. Oh, we've gone past the 4th or 5th hour, so danger of frostbite. I guess I have an altar for my mom and I will find it. It's become the goal every time I walk out here now because I've made it just out of some forest components, and it just sort of happened with it. Let's go see if it's here. It snowed, right? It's like, oh, it's still here. Got a nice stone there. My mom and I share an interest in stones. I came home last night and all these pebbles on the counter, and we just left them there. I said, Mom, they're so beautiful and clean. She says, yeah, they're in a flower pot full of water. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take one. I said, yeah, I'm going to take one too. A stone for the day, you know. So we both put a stone in our pocket. I was like, oh, so I'm glad to show those things. You know, a vaccine, COVID vaccine, basically cured my mom of alcoholism. I don't know how long it's going to last, but whatever the vaccine did, stimulated an immunological response to alcohol. So, isn't that pretty cool, eh? My mom's aware of this, and it's just like, oh man. And it was vaccine number 2 that did it. That's interesting, right? Number 2. Okay. Just a significant number, I guess. Anyway, thanks, Mom. Good job. It's interesting that she had a vaccine yesterday. She was paralyzed by the fear that she had lost me. I think it might have to do with the episode when I was delivered in the first place. So she had kind of a birth trauma yesterday. Isn't that interesting? My mom had a birth trauma. And I said, oh, so you love me? Oh, okay. So, wow, that's interesting. I think we're getting a little closer. My mom's altar, and I have another stone down there that I got, but she left out, so it kind of adds to the, you know, the sanctity of it all. My mom is participating in her own altar, right? The very day I make an altar to her, all of a sudden, there's all these scattered over the counter. There's forces that move here and move there. Magic happens even. Sounds a little ominous, but there's no such thing as a bad omen, essentially. Just omens that you didn't see, and so you lost out on the value. I don't think that's true, but yeah. Humans like to guilt themselves with non-existent problems because then it makes them feel like they don't have to worry as much about other problems. Ooh, how cunning. How cunning you are, human. You cunning little bastard. God's psychiatrist is like, you cunning little bastard, sir. They're always adding so much guilt to themselves, they have to kill you every year. It's like quite a cunning. Then people learn to profit on it. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The scapegoat or the motherfucker who needed one? Discuss. People are always paying for their debts, paying for the flesh and blood that they used to love, paying for a chance to spread their joy without having to get up and live by the goddamn clock. Hey, I'm gonna sing you a song. It's gonna make you feel good. It's gonna make you feel strong. It's gonna respect all the labors you do and lengths to which you've truly gone. It's gonna bring your mom and dad back from the grave. Not because they died, but because they lost their brave little boy and girl who started to fight for their lives and the world. Ah, na dee 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 la dee 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 dee. When we finally say the names, we reach a place in life we hear and hearken to the call. We can pick ourselves up again. It really wasn't such a great fall. It just was a sickness that came over us and over our families too. It made generations of our people just so goddamn blue. But there's hope, and there's new drugs, no, not kidding, there's new songs, and new voices, and new sounds. You see, really, the whole pharmaceutical industry has to keep ahead of the sounds of our voices. There's evidence to suggest that humans feel better about a lot of things when they can just be honest about how they really feel. It's amazing. It's just fucking amazing. So, if whatever you do within the right boundaries helps you to be honest with how you feel, and maybe even tell somebody, but be careful. Don't tell them how you feel when you're drunk. Write it down. But if you can do that, man, you've got 90% of life licked. From crevice to crack. It's just, I know that's a bit weird, but you gotta be careful, But you can tell yourself how you feel. There's a lot. A life of feeling is a challenging life in itself. A life of feeling. Read The Feeling Child by Dr. Arthur Janoff, and you will be invigorated by a font that does not exist or haunt any church in the world of what it means to be a feeling child. And we all start off as feeling this guy. I don't know what you want to say about his whole work or his institute, but just step back and just have some fucking modesty and say that this guy put into the English fucking language, which is not easy in its own right, whether you're born English or not. Some pretty fucking amazing ideas about how to improve how we treat children in terms of how we might have been treated and what we might have liked about it and what we might not have liked about it. That can sometimes, if not always, affect human life. And even how or if or when we're going to die. In ways that can be often dealt with if we regain the ability, if nothing else, to see certain patterns that are going on in our life. Precisely because they're rooted in our womb, rooted in what a human body and human womb and mothers themselves and everything can just feel and or be hurt by anything and everything about what life wants out of them. Incidentally, biologically, sexually, socially, financially, economically, blah, 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 right? Endlessly. And who among us has not felt some strong, multi-complex emotional urge to just save our mothers from unnecessary claims upon the woman, the mother, the feminine, the sacred, That's why I first became a feminist, like when I was born, That's pure, free, primal feminism, right? Save our mothers. Save our mothers. From us, from our fathers, from anything, from everyone, because if we can just do that, we can fucking start to breathe a little easier. Because the rest of life is just asphyxiating. Let our mothers breathe soundly and strong, live well, strive with something that return of the essential dignity and sanctity of everything that is a human being, in everything that a woman says, or is in every most beautiful sense been made to be. Fashion of the primal premateria out of which all of the greatest cathedrals in the world had been fashioned in knowledge, in mortar, in labor, in human sacrifice. To cleanse the world of its sins. That sounds odd, but oh, here it is. Okay. I try not to come too close because then people will see that somebody's walking here for some reason. So I don't want to. Can you see if the stone is still in there? Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Hold it. Let's come over. Let's get onto a rise of land so they won't suspect what I'm trying to spot. Oh, it's too far away. Oh, we've riddled the place with our footsteps. Now let's get out of here. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm getting closer. This is. Oh. Okay. It's all got full of ice. I'm going to put the stone in there. It's ready for another. Okay. Perfect. Okay, ready for another tribute. Okay, I got the tribute. Okay, I'm at my feet all over the fucking place, man. David Caruso is going to lock me up because they never close. He never closes to the idea of anal sex. What? Why did you say that? Why did you say that in that weird voice? Why are you saying this? Why are you talking this way? What's wrong with you? You can't control yourself. You're crazy. You don't even know what you're talking about right now. I'm looking for a place to put my count. Make it and get my glove off. Now, this stone is kind of hopping out of my pocket earlier. Oh. Okay. Here it is, the one I picked. I said to my mom, it looks like a tooth. I picked it right. We both picked a stone that had been in some flowers she had. So this is very much my mother's stone. Beautiful, like the earth, orange, yellow, like a strong tooth. Oh, my mom needs help with her teeth, so this is. It slid under the snow a little bit like a toboggan. But it was, yeah, so it's protected in there under a coverlet of snow. I'll show you. It's so beautiful. This is a natural temple to my mother and my father by extension. This is a real nativity scene. I actually wanted to take a picture for my mother. That's why I wanted to get here in daylight. Try this.